Don't worry. Okay. Can you see Mati?
Yeah, I can see everything. You're good.
Okay. Okay. At first, thank you so much for coming to our meeting today. So tonight we're gonna present a newcomers project. And this project is done by Olas and the Coalition of Latin American students, also known as CLAS, which they're gonna be Latinx Canada now, and they're gonna be recognized as a nonprofit. So this is really good. So
actually, hold on, sorry to interrupt. I just have a question. Which coalition are you talking about?
So basically, there is a coalition that englobes all the Olases and LASA and other clubs as well.
Okay. Alrighty, just wondering.
Yeah. So Matt is gonna talk a little bit about the background.
Yeah, I just want to make note also, it's still the Newcomers Project is still in the works of, the name being like finalized. So that will be something that we, will be, moving forward later on. So it's not going to be actually called the Newcomers Project. So we might actually need your help in brainstorming a name for this project. But anyways, background. So the background, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what exactly this project entails and kind of so you guys get like a little understanding before we actually dive into like what exactly the project is. So as you know, the navigating the transition from high school to university can be really tough for certain people, especially when you have very limited help or you might not know a lot of the things. And one thing that we've realized is that having a mentor can help curb those pains and result in a more comfortable and confident transition to university. And then another thing that we realized was having a mentor that can relate to your situation can make that even better for you. So that way it's a more personal connection. So those are just things that we want to keep in mind when we present the project.
So just to elaborate on that background, we want to show you this video. And the data that is shown here is based on the US. Currently, there is no data available for Canada, but we're working with a research student from UFT to provide these numbers. So, can you hear? No. Can you guys
The
hear?
Latino Story in America honors an intergenerational striving to achieve full inclusion in America. Post-secondary education in America has become the new normal path to the middle class, and for Latinos, it's the only path forward. That's why today's working Latinos aren't reaping the same economic benefits that prior generations of high school educated workers once did. But
you're on the PowerPoint still. So just put the because you you have to choose the YouTube.
Oh, sorry.
All good.
Sorry about that.
A little rusty, we haven't done PowerPoint since, I don't know, back in like grade. I don't know when was the last time I did PowerPoint.
The Latino Story in America honors an intergenerational striving to achieve full inclusion in America. Post-secondary education in America has become the new normal path to the middle class, and for Latinos, it's the only path forward. That's why today's working Latinos aren't reaping the same economic benefits that prior generations of high school educated workers once did. But their migration from the high school to the college economy is still an unfinished journey. The good news for Latinos is that their high school graduation rates have improved the most since the 90s, and their college enrollment rate has surged faster than their white and black peers. What's more, they've made the most progress in getting good jobs that require some college but no BA. But don't let these numbers deceive you. Latinos are running faster in the education race, but are falling further behind whites and blacks in many crucial college outcomes. Since 1992, Latino college attainment only increased from 35% to 45%, a 10 percentage point increase compared to a 16-point increase for whites and a 22-point increase for blacks. It doesn't help that 65% of Latino students enroll in overcrowded and underfunded colleges, particularly community colleges with low graduation rates, while only 15% enroll in selective colleges with high graduation rates. Latinos are stalling in the middle tiers of the higher education system, and as a result, are caught in the middle wage tier of the labor market. Latinos account for 20% of workers in jobs that require a high school diploma. For jobs requiring some college but no degree, they comprise 15% of those workers. And for jobs requiring a BA or graduate degree, Latinos only comprise 9% and 7% respectively. But the future looks promising. Because of their leap forward in high school graduation rates, Latinos have the greatest potential to increase their rate of post-secondary degree completion. They also have the highest completion rates on the first rung of the college education ladder in certificate programs at 60%, compared to 47% for whites and 37% for blacks. Even better, for Latinos with at least a bachelor's degree employed in high-wage occupations like STEM, race-based earnings gaps essentially vanish. For example, both whites and Latinos with bachelor's or graduate degrees who work in STEM careers earn $85,000 on average. Ensuring that Latinos have access to the information necessary to make informed college and career decisions is critical. Latino students often start at a disadvantage. Many of their parents haven't gone to college. These students also have difficulty navigating the financial aid process and often do not have access to effective career counseling. But with the right information, Latinos can keep running faster and achieve full inclusion in the diverse American family.
So yeah, so that's based on the US, like I told you, but hopefully we're gonna get the numbers so here in Canada. So Matthew's gonna talk about the project. Can you see Matthew?
Yeah, just next slide.
It's the project, right?
You're still, there we go. That's the one. Okay, so the project. So we want to provide, or we want to make a mentoring service for Latin American students in essence. So we want to target elementary and high school students, those in grade 11 to 12, but we want to place an emphasis on those in grade 11 and 12 because naturally those are the years when you really start considering, university, your career. And we want these students to be part of a Latin American community within Canada. And these mentors would play the role of a big brother or big sister, as most mentors do. The specific topics covered within the mentoring program will be creating a supportive environment for the student, helping them, with day-to-day things and issues. We want to provide a network of Latin American individuals, both professional and students within university. So this way, we facilitate an environment which they have a lot of options to choose from, or things to make their transition easier. And then one of the big ones is that we want to inform students on information specific to the university. So this is anything from costs, the lifestyle of the university, career choices later on, and then opportunities for work, even things like OSAP and navigating that. As you saw in the video, a lot of Latin American students come from families who their parents might not know about these options, and there are many of them, and we'll talk about the bursaries and scholarships that students miss out on because they just don't know. So these are things that we would want to shine light on within our mentoring service. Yeah.
Just to bring the idea to life, this is how this looks like. Basically, we're working on developing a website. This website will consist on having these 4 sections. The first one will be the post-secondary education contacts, which will be college students and university students, Latinos in the workforce, which are people that are already working in their careers. And we also will have like additional sections like background, contact form, and others. And also we would like to include the scholarship section. So this is how the page will look like, something like this. So for example, here we have Matty, and he studies in Ryerson, and he studies psychology, he's Colombian, and here is his LinkedIn profile, and how can he be contacted? So that person, basically the student that wants to connect with us, will say, okay, maybe I'm interested in going to Ryerson, right? Oh, this person is a perfect match. I think he will understand me. So I'm gonna select Matty and contact him just to know a little bit more about certain things, so they can connect and like feel that they can relate to each other a little bit. So the key objective. Matty.
Okay, so the key objectives. So the first one is to develop a mentoring framework within all of the OLSs that will aid Latin American students making the transition from high school to university easier. That's where the other OLS chapters come in. To influence and empower those students to truly understand what their potential is, obviously by giving them all the tools necessary and kind of, showing them the ropes of how things work in university. We hope that they can kind of take that and see, what they're really capable of doing. And then lastly, as Adriana was mentioning in the previous slide, to create a tailored mentoring experience where students are given guidance that is relative to their character. So as she said, if a student sees Adriana and he says, wow, like Adriana is studying the same things that I want to do, she might have the same background. There's a more personal connection. And I think that's one of the big things that separates us from other mentoring programs within university is that that Latin connection, I guess you could say, will make things a lot better. So, yeah.
So what we have accomplished so far. So we have connected with a community relations officer from the Toronto Catholic School Board. Her participation in this program is key to connect with more school boards. She basically is going to be our bridge to connect with the students. She has connections with different school boards, even in Montreal. So she will help us to make this project come to life. Also, we have been invited to present this project with the Consulate of Mexico next week. So things are happening, and we are really happy that this project is slowly becoming a reality. So the next step will be like to recruit mentors, launch the website, and present to consulates and schools. So where do you guys fit in? Matty will talk about it.
So yeah, where do you guys fit in? So as I said before, we want to have OLS chapters at each of the OLSs. So at York, UTM, Mac, etc. And we want to provide support to those high school students in answering questions that are specific to the universities and the chapters that are at that university. And then you guys would be tasked with going to these schools, presenting what it is that we offer, the mentoring service, and then we want you guys to obviously bring awareness to this mentoring program. And yeah, it would basically just have that service at all of our OLSs. That's it basically.
So why should you be a mentor? First, the volunteering experience. Since I told you before, and this project will be sponsored or will be also, sponsored by the coalition, or also called Latinx Canada, and they are, as a non-profit, can give you like a certificate that you guys are collaborating with this program, which it goes as the volunteering experience. You also have the opportunity to connect with Latinos in the workplace. Like, you also beneficiate from this program, and everyone is open to guide you or help you with anything. So it's easier to create key relationships. It's very flexible and easy. You basically just have to chat with the people, and that's all you have to do. Just give them a little bit of advice, and we are gonna do some info sessions so you can have you can already have the response to common questions, and you won't have to struggle that much. And you're gonna create a big impact in our community. So now let's brainstorm a name for this project. If you have any idea, like any name that you would like to put to this project, please put it on the comments and we will review it together with Matt. I'm gonna put music in the meantime.
I was gonna say, if not, if the name doesn't come up right on the spot, you can always send us a DM or an email.
Yeah.
And that should be fine.
Yeah, Nicole, let us know.
Sorry, I feel like a schoolgirl again. It's been a while. Hi.
Hi.
Raising my hand. Something easy, maybe something like peer mentorship, but especially specifically like Latin peer mentorship or something like that.
Okay. Here, I'll write that down, Adriana.
Okay. What's up?
I was
Yeah. I was thinking something about like hermanos or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. It
okay.
sounds weird. I don't know.
No, it's kind of like Big Brother, taking that to your advantage and using it in, a familiar way, hermanos. I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, if you don't have a name now, don't worry. It's still in the works, as
Yeah.
the rest of the project is. So there's still a long way to go, but we're moving quickly, right, Adriana?
Yes, like really quick. So do you guys have any questions at all? Any suggestions? Anything?
Another name.
Yes, Luis?
I also in another group that is called Creato, and it is actually a network of Latinx professionals. And they also have a mentor program, but this is more related for people who are like actually in university, or also they are in the workforce. So I'm wondering if I can send you the information, so that way you can connect with them and you can expand the network. So because I think it will be really useful, and also it follows so much in towards like connecting with people that are there in the workforce already, or like people that are there in the different industries.
Yes, go ahead. Like these people can be put into the workforce category or into the other one, so it's perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah, it will be in the the workforce.
That'd be awesome. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Manos ayudantes. Nicole's
Okay.
brain shooting
Any
off.
other comments or suggestions? No? Okay. So basically this is the form. As you guys know, we need really to recruit people like right now. So if you want to be part of this program, you're more than welcome. And I'm gonna put the link of the sign up form. So you can guys just take a second. We will email you back because we might need your pictures in the future, or if you don't prefer a picture, that's fine as well. You can just put your hermanos ayudantes. Oh, sorry, I just saw it. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, so a lot of it, sorry, Adriana, I was just gonna say, like, the idea would be that, each chapter has, a few mentors. And, right now we're still figuring stuff out, but, we think that this could, have potential for, like, have really, like, potential for growth. And, now that we have other OLSs opening, like the one at OCAD, like that would be so cool to see, at least a couple mentors at each of the universities. That's kind of what we would want to see later on. So that, a student from a high school could basically be comfortable knowing, like, first of all, that there is a Latin community at the university. I know when I went to Ryerson, I had no idea. So this would be a way to gain exposure to your, Olas chapter in the first place. And then, provide support to someone who needs it. So that's basically it. That's what, in essence, the project is. And, we're excited to see this come to light, as Adriana said. So, yeah, thank you all for coming. We appreciate your time.
Oh, yeah.